I thought I was live. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for waiting. Thank you, thank you. Thanks to everyone who waited since I started the timer at 4:15. But I had to gather some things about Chris Brown. I wanted to add him because $20 million is a lot of money. So let me know in the comment section if you can hear me, okay? We definitely have a lot to talk about. And I kind of want to get it started here. Thanks for waiting this long. I appreciate it. I normally don't do live shows on Monday. My live shows for The Truth Show is normally on Thursdays. And then Keisha's Gossip is on Friday. But tomorrow I'm going to be a little busy. So I was thinking, okay, you know what? Let me just do this live show today. Give them a little something today. Because I'm not going to be able to come on and do anything for tomorrow or anything of the nature. I have a lot of things planned for the next 3 days. You know, have to do some things. Okay, I'm glad you can hear me. Fantastic. Let's get started here. All right, in this live show, first of all, I want to say thank you to my truth seekers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to... Actually, I thought this was Keisha's Gossip and Truth, to be honest. But I'm kind of glad it wasn't. I'm kind of glad that I kind of messed up that whole little thing there. But anyways, welcome to The Truth Show. Did you all love that documentary about Janet Jackson? I mean, it was very nice. I did. I am so happy she cleared up some things. And I noticed she didn't say a lot of things as well. I mean, she cleared up some things and a lot of things she didn't say. I mean, I didn't let it go over my head. But I'll be commenting on that later. I will also be talking about the new rumor that Chris Brown is being accused of rape. He's been accused of rape at this current moment. And this unnamed woman is asking for $20 million. Seriously? $20 million? $20 million, people. That's a lot of freaking money. For real. But, you know, before I get into all the allegations about Chris Brown, there are some things you need to know about this young man, okay? First of all, I just want to say, this is all alleged. Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information, okay? Please don't take that. And you know I have to show this trigger warning because I'm going to be talking about some things that's going to be heartfelt. It's going to probably trigger up some emotions, and you guys probably not agree with my statements or my commentary, and you may get offended, and that's not my intentions at all. So I just want to warn you for now, okay? And it's going to be some graphical images that I may show as well. So listen to this trigger warning. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy. Okay, fantastic. Now that we got that out of the way, let's move on. This is a trigger. All right. Chris Brown is now facing a new rape allegation. An unnamed woman filed a $20 million lawsuit against Chris Brown. Pretty much this was obtained by Vulture. I'm assuming that's a website or a magazine or something. I'm not sure. Which alleges he drugged and raped her on a yacht docked at a home owned by P. Diddy, a.k.a. Sean Combs, on Star Island in Miami. Per the filing, the woman is a dancer, model, a musician, who says Chris Brown invited her to the yacht, according to the suit obtained by TMZ. The woman claims Chris Brown grabbed the phone of a friend she was FaceTiming and urged her to come to Sean Combs' home ASAP, okay, on Miami Star Island. And I'm reading this via TMZ as well. Yeah, I'm reading this via TMZ. This is supposed to have been the picture that was taken that day when he was partying with Sean Combs on a yacht. This is Sean Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, son here. That's his son. And you know that's I'll Be Sure's son there hiding over there. And then you have a few other people there. And that's them chilling on a yacht in Miami and, you know, whatever. A bunch of young fellas, too. But I get into all that a little later. Anyway. When she arrived, these are sample pictures because I wanted you guys to get a visual of what I'm talking about. When she arrived there on December 30th, 2020, the woman claims Chris approached her and asked her if she wanted a drink, motioning her toward... For some reason I got a cough. Excuse me. I don't even know why I'm sanitizing my hands, but habit. Anyway, asked her if she wanted a drink, motioned her toward the kitchen area on the yacht. In the documents, she claims she entered the kitchen with Chris Brown, where he gave her a red cup. You remember the famous party red cups? And with the mixed drink. Oops, sorry about that. With the mixed drink, and they started talking and yapping, and so he gave her this cup, and they started talking and yapping or whatever. She's having a ball. I mean, this is Chris Brown. I mean, look at him. First of all, I don't know why he has to drug anyone anyway. Who won't be willing to have sex with this man? I mean, seriously. I mean, get a one-night stand and keep it moving. For real. Anyway, after he filled her cup a second time, she claimed she began to feel a sudden, unexplained change in consciousness. So he gave her this cup, and then all of a sudden she started feeling woozy, and she was, just not herself. She was seriously incoherent after drinking whatever was in that drink. According to the suit, the woman claimed she also felt disoriented, physically unstable, and started to fall in out of sleep. So she was falling in and out of consciousness. And that's when she says Chris led her into a bedroom while she was drugged and half asleep. So she's unconscious. So she probably leaning on him, or he hugging her waist, and then he slowly carrying her to this, back yacht bedroom, so to speak. Okay. This is just a sample here. And this is just a sample of a yacht and a bedroom that you may find in a yacht, probably like P. Diddy's or Sean Combs. Okay. In the documents, the woman claims, because they calling her Jane Doe to protect her identity, for fans or whatever the case may be, or him or his homeboys. I don't really know. In the documents, the woman claims Chris closed the door, the bedroom door, okay, and then barring her attempt to leave, so he blocked the door so she wouldn't leave. Even though she was incoherent and she was going in and out of consciousness, he still blocked the door, okay? And then he removed, after he more than likely probably threw her in a bed or something like that, he removed her bikini bottoms and started to kiss her. She said she mumbled for Chris to stop. So even though she was incoherent and she was literally going in and out of consciousness, she still was coherent enough to say, okay, can you stop? So she mumbled to Chris to stop. But he was persistent and he raped her. The woman claims Chris ejaculated inside her and then jumped up and announced he was done. She claims Chris texted her the next day and demanded she takes a Plan B. A Plan B test is what a lot of people take when they have unprotected sex. And you know what follows unprotected sex, and you don't want to get pregnant, so they take a Plan B. So that's what she did. Although she was distraught, she claimed she did precisely that because she didn't want to have any babies. She was supposed to, I think she was in college, and she didn't want to be stuck with a child. And who wants to get pregnant by a one-night stand you don't even remember, you was drugged up and things, and you waking up with a baby and she's in the middle of college? I mean, no, a lot of people don't want to be stuck down like that, and they don't want to be known the woman who got knocked up by a celebrity via being drugged or mixed or whatever they call it nowadays. How y'all doing? Yeah, but anyway, so she's suing Chris for $20 million in damages, claiming the alleged rape is causing her severe emotional distress. So she's alleging that she's seriously distressed and things of that nature, and is messing with her emotional stability and things of that nature. And I can understand that. I mean, I'm sure it is. I mean, if this happened to anyone, you go into a party with these celebrities, you probably got introduced or invited by a girlfriend who knows a girlfriend, and you look pretty in bikinis. It's like, okay, great. And Sean Combs is known for throwing parties like this. He's been doing this for years, And y'all know these celebrities, and not even celebrities, people in general, have been making people's drinks for a long time. But normally people are not coherent, although they're still actionable and they're still influenced, but they're so under the influence of this alleged drug, but normally they don't remember anything. Kind of like what's happened with Britney Spears. Britney Spears was drugged for so many years, and now that she has been away from her dad and her dad don't have her, around his handlers, she's starting to remember a lot of things, that the drugs are being flushed out of her system for being induced into her for so many years. So now she was starting to remember a lot of things, and you're going to probably hear her voice a lot of things she remembered. That includes anger, hurt, and everything. She's just getting started. I spoke with a lot of victims who were the same way. When they was drugged for so many years as a child, and when they get older and they're away from the person who's been drugging them, it takes years sometimes for it to flush through their system. And once it does, they remember a lot of stuff. And they start talking. Oh yes. Oh yes. So this young lady, if this is true, may have been dealing with distress. And it's no telling how many times people like Chris Brown, if this is true, this is still all alleged, may have done this to random girls and gotten away with it. And I ain't gonna even get on the stuff I heard about Sean Combs and his homeboy Jay-Z. But this is all alleged. Okay? Now, the woman's attorney, Ariel Mitchell and George Verbeck. Yeah, this George person is just all over Hollywood clientele and representing. I'm starting to get some suspicions about these George person here, but I go ahead and leave my suspicions to myself. He got a list of people he want to take down, but never mind. Moving right along here. So this George Verbeck person tell us their client did not report the alleged rape to the cops at the time because she was a medical student. Remember I told you she was a student and was embarrassed. Mitchell and Verbeck also say they're committed to victims. This is what this lawyer said. Ariel Mitchell and Verbeck. So I'm assuming it's a male or a female I'm not sure if it's a male or a female. I have no idea. Anyway, they're committed to victims being heard and would urge anyone with any information to contact them. From what I heard, no one has contacted them about anything about this. Not even the people you saw that was on a yacht with him. But I reckon they're not going to say anything anyway. I mean, Sean Combs is definitely not going to say anything. He just don't. I don't know. He don't say anything about nothing that goes on his yachts. Even though that man is a barrel of information, but he just don't say anything. Okay? He probably can ruin a lot of people if he want to. I mean, a lot of people probably can ruin him too. Let's be realistic here. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Really sad. Okay. So we're going to move forward here. But just to let you guys know that this case is still ongoing. There isn't any solidary evidence. There's no witnesses that's coming forward who is coinciding with this story. No one said anything. Remember, this happened back in 2020. So who knows if this would even go through. More than likely get thrown out. But Chris Brown did say on his social media, he leaked that this seemed to happen every time he gets ready to drop an album. Every time he drop an album, have some project coming out, people, let me go back here. Every time he has an album and a project comes out, people or some allegation seems to fall in his lap. It was rape, it was this. And I'm going to talk about some of those allegations that have been brought forth about Chris Brown. And a lot of it does coincide with his albums or projects that may have came out. So I don't know if all of these allegations are true. Some of them are definitely true because they have video evidence of. And some you probably be like, hold up, So who knows? But I'm just going to talk about the stream of incidents and events that happened with this young man here. Okay? All right, we all know about the infamous, crazy, and seriously scandal with Chris Brown and Rihanna. Okay? We already know about that, right? Okay, so we all know that Chris Brown has a history of being cruel to women, meaning that there's a possible chance he may go upside your head. Okay? Hence, many people said the Rihanna situation was a full-blown fight between the two. But still, the fighting and his hitting shouldn't have happened. He had to hit her and go rampant crazy on her. despite Rihanna's mouth, which I did hear can be brutal. Oh, yes. I'll listen to this. Okay, listen now. It was told that Rihanna, she can hit below the belt buckle, you know, or bruise or fracture some deep wounds that cause the average person to snap. So her words can be like swords here. And I heard that that mouth, that's what I heard about her. Okay, especially for someone who hasn't had the most positive male role model in his life. And we know Chris Brown hasn't had a positive role model in his life to help him and taught him at a young age to never hit a woman. And if you feel you do have to hit a woman, excuse yourself, take a walk, go to the bar, I don't know, go down in the gym and punch it out on the mat or something. But the last thing you want to do is hit a woman. I don't think anyone told him that, although there's common sense. But I don't think anyone told him that. He didn't have a positive role model growing up. So most of the time, if he want to hit you, he's going to hit you. You know, I'm not sure if he's like that now, but that was definite a situation back in the day, it seems. But again, even though Rihanna has a mouth and she don't mind talking about you like a dog and putting you down and making you hurt as worse as she is hurting or was hurting at that time, that is still no excuse, and a man should never hit a woman, okay? Despite any of that, a man should never hit a freaking woman, okay? Now, then there is the time he stole the female's fan's phone back in 2012 because she took a picture of him. Here's the story. Chris Brown got into his black Bentley, and this Crystal Shanae Span person, okay, pulled out her iPhone and took a picture of him sitting in the car. Now, Span told police Chris Brown got angry and he reached through his car window, okay, and snatched the phone. So he reached through the car window, snatched the phone from her hands, and then Chris Brown told her, bitch, excuse my language, you ain't going to put that on no website, according to the reports. Now, Chris Brown then rolled up his window and drove the heck away with this girl's cell phone. Yes, that's what he did, because she just wanted to take a picture of him like, oh, this Chris Brown, yada, yada. Oh, thank you, Moonchild. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the donation. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, so that was what Chris Brown did, and this was back in 2012. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Oh, thanks for the donation, you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. And then there's in 2013. Then the following year, in 2013, he shoved a woman to the ground at a nightclub, leaving torn ligaments in her knee. So he literally shoved the woman. Not just, excuse me, miss, or ma'am, or whatever. He shoved her in a nightclub, like manly shove, the whole 9 yards. He shoved her, and she tore ligaments in her knee. And if you go on the internet, you probably find this altercation on the internet. So that's definitely true. That is definitely true. Okay, but I'm going to say alleged because I don't want to sue me. Okay. Okay. And then it was in 2015. 2015, he had a third-degree assault report filed after a woman was forcibly ejected. After a woman was forcibly ejected from his bus after refusing to give her mobile phone. So apparently Chris Brown do not like people filming with their phones. He don't like no one recording with their phones. He don't want you doing anything with your phone when you're around him. And instead of him just ignoring it like most celebrities do and just don't do anything for them to even call out on you about, he want to take the phone because he feel he's obligated to take your phone. You know what I mean? So that's an issue that he needs to work out with himself, because you can't be taking on one's phone. How would he feel if we took his phone? You know, because we just want to do that. I mean, how would he feel? He can't just be going around taking people's phones. I mean, that's stupid. It's stupid, it's stupid, stupid. Anyway, move right on here. And then in 2016, Chris Brown avoided charges after a woman accused him of punching her in the face and taking her phone in a Las Vegas nightclub. So he punched the woman in the face. So he didn't even care if she was, who the heck knows what she was doing, but he felt the need to punch this woman in the face. This is, yeah, this is true. He punched her in the face in a Las Vegas nightclub. Okay, and I'm starting to see the trend here with these phones, because it seems like, I don't know if people are telling the truth about these phone situations, or they just jumping on the bandwagon. Okay, I heard that he did this with a phone. I heard he did that with the phone. So I'm just going to go ahead and deliver this story about the phone so I get some hits on my social media page. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to be a little sketchy about these phones allegations, but this is what they're saying. Okay. And then the same year, his female tour manager claimed he threatened her with a brutal physical attack. Yeah. So he was pissed off at his manager, and he threatened to beat the heck out of her. I mean, seriously, do some serious damage to her. That's where he threatened her. And it was alleged that a lot of people heard him say this, and he never had any respect, you know, toward his female manager. He always talked to her like crap. Now, this is all alleged, but anyone who knows Chris Brown, is probably true. You know, it's probably true. I don't know. Okay. I'm not done yet. There's more. Then in 2018, he was detained by the LAPD following a standoff at his home. A woman had accused Chris Brown of threatening her at freaking gunpoint after showing up at his home. So I'm assuming this woman showed up at his home. I'm not sure why she showed up, but he had a gun to her and he was threatening to kill her. Like, because this is property, and some people who are not used to having their own property and they finally get their own property, they really, really like to flaunt that whole legal opportunity to kill anyone for trespassing, you know, because they can do that now. But not knowing that you're probably going to get convicted because you're black, you know, not trying to pull a race card or anything, and it's not right. I mean, if they're just walking by your place, I mean, there is a common courtesy, like, hey, just walking by, or they're just knocking on the door because they're selling cookies. I don't freaking know, but you can't always exercise that right every time someone come over your house. I mean, that's freaking stupid. But you have people who are not used to owning anything, so they just really flaunt that right, regardless of race. It's just freaking stupid. And Chris Brown threatened this poor woman at freaking gunpoint. Seriously, he threatened her, which is crazy. I don't know what's wrong with this boy. And that was in 2016. Oh yeah. And then we're getting to the present now. Okay. There was another incident that happened in 2019, actually, where two accomplices were taken into custody in Paris after a woman filed an aggravated rape. So this woman, apparently, this is back in 2019, they say Chris Brown and I guess another boy, I guess they group raped this girl over in Paris. And I don't know if it's true or not, but allegedly he raped the girl and he skipped the country after raping her. And she filed a suit down there. But I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know if that's true or not. I have no idea. And then we have the allegations we have right now. Okay? The allegations right now. Where, you know, I'll be honest with you. I think Chris Brown has some serious anger issues. And we all heard about what he used to do with Karrueche. When he used to date Karrueche. When they were dating, she used to have a lot of bruises. She even came forth about some of those little violent tendencies that Chris Brown had when they broke up. He showed up her house plenty of times. He even followed her at a nightclub. And she was forced to leave because she feared for her life because he followed her there. And I think I don't know if she took a restraining order out on him. I don't know. But she said he used to call and he wanted her really bad. I mean, something's wrong with this boy. I don't know. But this is what was alleged. And this is some of the things that she used to say about him. But she did say he was violent toward her a lot of times. And she had to hide some bruises as well. And she dealt with it for a long time too. And when she got tired of him, it was over. And she was so happy. So happy. Now, I don't know if any of these things are true, but I did hear a lot of rumors about Sean Combs, you know, and his sex yacht parties. So who knows what happened? Sean Combs, he has these parties. He invites these young boys over there, and he throws some sexy women on the yacht and stuff, and he invites some other celebrities over there. They putting Mickeys and drinks and things, and they doing some things at these sex yacht parties. I'm sorry. And no one says nothing, and no one knows anything. And no one's going to talk. I don't know. I'm bending. I'm not in it. So that's what happens at a lot of these parties. And yes, some of the big name celebrities have been at these freaking parties. This has been happening since the Biggie days. That Sean Combs has been throwing these parties. This is not anything new. This is something that's been going on for a long time, but there's no one came forth about it, and no one's holding anyone accountable. So, anyway, and it's really sad. It's really, really sad. Really, really sad. Really sad. I'm going to say this before I give my analysis. Okay? With that said, if you know anyone who is a victim of rape, call the number on the screen. And good luck to you. You can go ahead and screenshot it if you want to. Or you can call me. My number is below. But yeah. My analysis is that Chris Brown needs to seriously he needs to get some help. Something wrong with him. Because if he's going around throwing girls in pools and raping girls and going to these yacht parties and making them, and if this is all true, then we have to put in an assumption that we don't know how long he's been doing this. We don't know how long he's been making drinks, him and his little homeboys and things, making drinks and doing these crazy things to these young girls or girls in general. We don't know how long he's been doing this. I'm not saying he is doing this, but we just don't know. I hope this is all just a money con and nothing's happened, because he is a very talented young man. He's very talented. A great actor, a great dancer, a great singer, but there are certain things about him that you just... okay, something wrong. Yeah, something is wrong. He needs a woman or someone to just calm him down, because he seemed to be all over the place. Just something. He needs to redirect that energy into something. I don't know. He needs to get rid of his friends or pray or do something. Hell, get an exorcist. I don't know. But this is ridiculous. I'm sick of hearing about this, because he's a very talented man and we have to constantly hear about this crap. I mean, just stop. Get some help, man. Seriously. Go to rehab or sex rehab, or call a priest and cast them demons out or something. This is sad. Just sad. I'm done with this story. Hell. Anyway. Now let's talk about the story that most of you are here to talk about. Janet Jackson documentary. Now, I've done several videos about Janet Jackson. I did a video when she was with her ex-husband, and they had the child, and the reason she left him is because of overprotectiveness, a lot of rules, because he was this billionaire, and this son is the heir to his billion-dollar throne, and he wanted her to uphold to a lot of rules and stuff. And she was like, look now, hold up. I did the whole drape and clothes thing. I went down there and we did this and we did what. I went through my fertility treatments. I'm not taking any calls right now, people. I'm not taking any calls right now. I went through my fertility treatments. I went through all of these things. I had the baby, I had the son, but now you want me to just give up the baby and just raise this child in your culture and things of that nature. I have to think about that. Yeah. Remember, she don't like control. She gave that up when she, ended her relationship with her father. And, and she compromised. She's a compromising woman, but some things you just can't compromise. No, I'm not doing that. So that's the reason why they broke up, among other reasons, I'm sure. But that was the main reason right there. Control. Just saying. But that was the reason. Anyway, let's get... Okay, I want to show this trailer right here. Okay, I'm going to show this trailer. And you guys can, look at that. And then we'll just go from there. Okay.
You've been very private about your personal life up until now. Why did you want to do this documentary?
It's just something that needs to be done.
Who is Janet Jackson?
Ooh.
Janet Jackson's many, many women.
She's an empowered woman.
She's a legend.
She's a blueprint.
She is a warrior, the greatest show woman.
She's literally done it all.
She is a lot of the image that is out today.
Janet is very private.
For her to want to open up, I'm flabbergasted.
This is where it started.
Your father had a vision to get us out of Gary.
He gave up his fatherhood to get them in the business.
The Jackson 5.
There were times when I just didn't understand where I actually fit in.
This is a story about control.
My father was very strict.
Mind control.
He was in charge of my life, my career. And my father said, "You're gonna sing."
I want to be the one in control.
I think I have to start being independent.
The most important thing was for her to take that stage and own it.
Now one I've got to do.
It's just a side that no one's ever seen.
This is me. Seeing Janet as a mother warms my heart.
Who are you closest to in the family?
Randy and Mike.
Mother, how do you feel talking about Mike?
I can't.
How would you describe your relationship with men?
It was a magic relationship if it didn't hurt so much.
I was just incredibly innocent.
I didn't need a Janet Jackson to amplify my life, but I feel like it did.
I haven't given up on love. There's a great deal of scrutiny that comes with having that last name.
I'm trying to follow up on Big Album.
No, I'm sick of this. I don't need this. I'm going home.
Renee, pull that up. You want me to cut it? Did the allegations affect you career-wise?
Yeah. Guilty by association. Guess that's what they call it, right? They build you up. And then once you get there, they're so quick to tear you down.
Justin and his team have been trying to contact us about you doing the Super Bowl.
I want you to stand and welcome Miss Janet Jackson.
Janet will never quit.
The best song in the club.
There we go. And yes, I did watch it. I watched it. Yes, I did. I watched it. My daughter and I. And there are some things in that documentary that was very questionable. Okay. Definitely very questionable. Especially the allegations in terms... Well, I won't call them allegations or anything. There wasn't... Well, they were allegations, actually. Well, no, more so incidents that happened when she was a child and her sisters and her. And I did a TikTok video about this. And I don't mean to, go ahead and just, tap myself on the shoulder. But I'm going to go ahead and tap myself on the shoulder. Because I called it out on TikTok that she was coming out with a documentary. And she was going to get deep. However, she didn't get that deep. This was mainly a documentary about her music and allegations that she just had to explain. But she didn't get really, really deeply personal in this documentary. She just talked about her music and her legacy with that and, maybe a little personal, but that's it. But because there were some allegations with her sister, her sisters, Rebe and there were some allegations with that. That she did not talk about. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? William, Nicole, I think you're still a moderator. I think it still has you as a moderator. Yeah. I never removed you, so you're still a moderator of this chat. But welcome. Sean Combs is the devil. Oh, I'm not going to even... That's what I'm saying. He has some issues. What's going on? Okay. All right. Well, anyway, yeah. Welcome anyone who came in. Thank you for coming. Okay, yes. Janet Jackson documentary, yes, it was very insightful, revolutionary, heartfelt, and safe. But she did clarify some things that many of us have suspected for years. For many years. The love child. We all heard about Janet and that child. and she had her sister Rebe or whoever's sister raising it. Well, that wasn't true. And I do believe her. I believe her. She said people thought she was pregnant because the birth control pills she was taking. Let's go ahead. Because the birth control pills she was taking caused her to gain weight. That is true. Birth control pills, those birth control pills back in the day, they did cause weight gain. A lot of people didn't want to take it because they were afraid that they were going to gain weight. You know, so that part is definitely true. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. So that part is definitely true. So this is her when she was allegedly claiming to be pregnant. This is her sister Rebe, who they claim they had the baby. And this is Rebe's daughter. This is her daughter, Janet Jackson's niece. So she cleared that up. She said that people thought her niece was her daughter because they look so much alike. And she, you know, held back some tears. She said, I would getting thick because I was taking birth control pills. And she said really emotionally, she said, I would never ever keep a baby from Renee, I think that's his name, her ex-husband. I would never keep a baby from him if he had a child, because they was so close back in the day. I mean, he was, you got to understand, Janet Jackson was with her ex-husband, not the second, but her first husband for a long time. That was her first love, her first everything. She was with him for a long time, and he pretty much molded her to this woman that she became. He was like the beacon and the crutch behind her Rhythm Nation, you know, and that part is true. I mean, they were together all the time. He was there. I don't think Joe liked them so much, but what father don't like their little girl messing around with a man? So, and that's why she had to sneak and get married to him, because Joe didn't like him that much. Joe didn't like a lot of men around his daughters, but there was a lot of rumors that they weren't really rumors. They was actually admitted by some of the Jackson family, but to protect myself, I'm going to say this is hearsay and it's alleged that it was a lot of sexual molestation going on within the family that she did not talk about, and it was probably because she did not want to disparage her father's death, and if she didn't want to talk ill about him because he's dead. And she didn't want her sisters to feel uncomfortable with this documentary. So she just kept it neutral and PG and left a lot of things out that she was going to say. They got edited out because she didn't want to go there. And I don't blame her. You know, who wants to talk about, oh, I got, my sister got raped, blah, 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 blah. Or my father used to do blah, 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 blah. And this and this and this and this. Who wants to talk about those things? And my brothers used to beat their women and this and this and this. They weren't the nicest people in the world, even though there's literally records proving these allegations. But I mean, who wants to talk about that stuff, right? So she didn't want. She left all that stuff out and just, you know, said really neutral things about her father. She respected her father. His death, he's dead now. But that's far as she went with that, with her father. I'm gonna be honest with that. She kept it neutral and she said nothing but nice things about him. Yeah. But I do believe she don't have a child out there. I remember when I was doing that story, and I was always a little sketchy. I couldn't come to grasp of believing it, you know, but for a moment people kind of had me in the hype, but I couldn't find a legitimate picture that says she was pregnant because she was always in the spotlight. So, and I may have said it in the video, I don't know when she got pregnant because she was always doing something. She was either doing a movie or a concert or on stage or interviews. There was never a time when she had to stay away for 9 months to have a baby and then give it away and then lose the weight. It was, when did she have the time to have these babies? So that part I just couldn't grasp hold to, you know, so I just left it as a question, like who knows, you know what I mean? But that rumor wasn't true. They didn't have a baby. She didn't have a baby stuffed away somewhere else. And I don't think she'd keep a baby from her first husband because they were really tight. And I don't think she'd do that to him. I don't think she'd do that to anyone. Judging from how she stayed with her mans for a long, long time and how she is with her significant others or boyfriends, I don't think she'd be that heartless when it comes to her boyfriends. I just don't think she's that kind of woman. So she has kind of old-fashioned values a little bit with that, mixed with modern thinking and feminism. But that part of her thinking, I think she kind of has some old-fashioned values in terms of child always knowing their father. Because she was raised that way, you know, so I don't think she'd do that to a man. No. No. Okay, and then it was the message, because you know the similar thing happened with Matthew Knowles. Matthew Knowles went through a similar thing that Joe Jackson did with his kids. He used to manage his daughters, and then they had to cut ties with him as well, even though he gave up his career. And I did a whole video about Matthew Knowles, a whole documentary about him and Tina Knowles. Check it out. It has a lot of views, and it is true. I got it from a book, so it's definitely true. But anyway, before he got with Tina Knowles, he was a salesman. I forgot what kind of salesman he was, but he definitely had money. He was driving a really fancy car. He had an apartment. He was the it back in the day. And Tina Knowles came along. She's this light-skinned, Creole, beautiful woman, and whatever. And it is what it is. And at that time, having a light-skinned woman was better than having a dark-skinned woman, because dark-skinned woman was always frowned upon. And he kind of made that point when he was on the Wendy Williams show, like he felt he had to marry a light-skinned woman because of those times. Even though I'm sure he loved Tina Knowles, she's a very talented woman, but he had to comment on it because he got separated from Beyonce. Because you remember when Beyonce came out, at first it was all about Beyonce and her dad. She loved her dad, Matthew Knowles. She made a song called Daddy on her Dangerously in Love album about her dad. You know, it was Matthew this, I love my daddy, he's this and this. And then when the whole separation with her parents happened, which they probably... I did research about Matthew and Tina Knowles. They had problems before they even got married. There was always some friction and some traction before they even got married. I think he married her because she was pregnant. I don't even really know, but there was always some issues when they got married. These problems happened long before they even got married. And I think he stayed with her because they had kids and it was just the right thing to do. And I'm sure he loved her, but it was always some, detachment between those two. And eventually it was over. I think it was over long before that divorce was filed. And Tina knows that. That's why she moved on so fast. She knows that. I don't think the kids kind of knew that. But anyway, so Matthew Knowles had to go through the same separation as Joe Jackson did. So he commented on it, and he commended Janet Jackson speaking so highly of Joe Jackson. This is what he said. I hope that you got to see the Lifetime, which I thought was very good, and for me, answered a lot of questions. The first half was dedicated to her childhood, which unveiled the curtain on how much, although a strict disciplinarian, he's a very good typist, Joe Jackson loved his kids, wanted the best for them, and was an extremely smart, strategic, and effective manager, unlike the villain that mainstream media have painted. Janet, Randy, and Tito repeatedly said, if not for Joe, we would have not had success, and that's true. Janet's Super Bowl performance was simply wardrobe malfunction, which happens a lot when your performance includes strong dance routines, which is true. Remember, Beyonce has so many malfunctions, ridiculous. There was a time Beyonce was doing a pole dance and she didn't wear underwear on her clothes and you could see her thing. Then it was a performance where she was dancing and her dress came up and you saw her bitties. And then it was a performance where she had plenty of malfunctions on stage, okay? And we ain't gonna even forget about Madonna, but she embraces her malfunctions, okay? Anyway, and then he said, Google Britney Spears wardrobe malfunction. You would see that she had a number of malfunctions actually similar, yet not blown out of proportion by mainstream media like Janet. Today's news take a focus more on the wardrobe malfunction with Justin Timberlake and Joe Jackson's role as a loving black father/manager. It's completely forgotten. Thank you, Janet, for stepping up and telling the true story. And he's right. The malfunction story is right. But the one thing Matthew should know, there are actual interviews and videos of Joe Jackson saying that he did, whoop his kids. He did admit to that. That wasn't a lie. He admitted to that, and a number of the brothers and stuff admitted to it too. So Janet Jackson didn't comment on it. She didn't prove it wrong or false or true or false. She just didn't comment on it. She just spoke. He was a great manager. I thank him for my career. I thank him for getting us out of the small apartment in place. That's all she pretty much said. She didn't get, okay, he was cruel to my brothers, I saw him do this. She didn't do that, which is honorable, and I commend her on that. I really commend her on that. He's dead now. She thanked him for what he done and just kept it moving. So I'm glad she kept it PG. I would have done the same thing. Okay. Now let's get to this infamous Super Bowl performance that turned out to be a huge accident. Now this was seriously blown out of proportion. I mean, it was only for like a second and a half. I didn't even see it. I didn't even find out until later when they start repeating it on the news over and over and over and over again. You know, but it was really crazy. The reason people thought that it was supposed to happen and she was just making this point is because of the nipple ring she had. She had her stylist go get a nipple ring at the last minute, and people were saying that she planned this whole thing because she had this nipple ring. And I was thinking, okay, I know a lot of people with nipple rings. I know people with the private ring. You know, I wanted a nipple ring at some point. I may even still get it. So I'm like, okay, I don't see the point with that. But, you know, they had evidence that her stylist got it at the last minute, though. You know, and they were talking about, okay, look at her outfit. You know, it's supposed to be ripped. And said, I think he's supposed to just rip the leather part and just showed her bra. You know, Janet Jackson, she was always known showing her boobs in her videos and stuff. She'd take her shirt off and dance, and you see her boobs and all that stuff. So she was known to do that. And at the time, Justin Timberlake, who was touring with NSYNC, he was asked to come in and rehearse several times for this particular incident, but he was all high and mighty, and he was, you know, not trying to do any touring or any rehearsals, and he only came in once. Just once, and that was only for a second. And then he came in earlier this day on Super Bowl day and just rehearsed before they was going on stage. So he didn't even get to rehearse. He didn't even care. But he was enamored with Janet Jackson. He made it known that he was enamored with her. He liked her a lot, and he made it known. And I'm just not talking about a fan. He liked her sexually. You gotta understand, at this time, I don't know if he broke up with Britney Spears and they were still going together. I don't know if their status at the moment, but he was definitely in the height of fame, and I think he was going into his solo career, you know. And they say he milked this, and I'm more so of the majority, and then I'm not on the majority, because I was telling my daughter today, I said that I saw interviews where he said it was literally just a malfunction. It was an accident. He said, I don't know why people are going crazy like this. And they, you know, he was like, I don't see the big deal. I think she looked good. You know, that's what he was saying. And then it was one interview where he said, yeah, it's funny. I was there. I was in partake of it. People are just blaming her. I don't see why they're doing it. And then it was times where he actually milked it. And then when he broke up with Britney Spears, instead of just saying, okay, we broke up, he threw her under the bus. He have a history of throwing people under the bus or moving up to his success on other people's expense. That's actually a fact. But that was back in the day, and I'm sure he apologized for those things. I think he recently apologized for the Janet Jackson thing a couple years ago, actually. So anyway. I don't know if that's true or not, but all I know is that Janet Jackson, because of this little whole bra thing, is seriously, they blackballed her, because you remember at the time they were going after her brother Michael Jackson for that bullcrap pedophile allegation stuff. So they was like, okay, damn, we can just take this little nipple accident and it's wrong with that. So they hit her, and they hit her hard. So they was hitting Michael in one end, and then they started hitting Janet Jackson on the other end. So they was trying to take down the whole Jackson family, because the Jackson family they were getting more famous than the Donald Trump family. So when you have a black family who's getting more recognition and getting more money than the Trump family, people didn't like that. They was like, okay, we can't have this crap. No, we can't have this. No. Nope. And poor Michael Jackson was seriously lynched, crucified, and just belittled and just ripped apart by the media. He may have had the white skin, but they treated him like nothing but a black man. So this is what she had to go through in a amount of force that was coming at her. She was taking kind of the aftershocks of what her brother was going through. And the media was loving it. they were loving it. It went totally overboard. It actually took Tyler Perry years later to cast her in a role like, okay, this whole little alliance they have against Janet Jackson had to stop. So he put her in that role, was Why Did I Get Married, which she did excellent on. You know, he was like, I'm done. I'm done with this Janet Jackson stuff. This is ridiculous. So he casted her in that, and that kind of parlayed her into coming out of her shell a little bit. And then I'm going to read some of your comments here because I feel like I've been talking too much. Yeah, I know. Jay, she's supposed to have the red bra covered her boobies, and that didn't happen. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she had a red bra covering her boobies. He's supposed to have taken off the leather part and show the red bra, but he didn't show up for rehearsals to learn that's what he's supposed to have done. He was just being a hothead at the time. You know, he didn't show up for rehearsals. He didn't show up for her. If he was showing up for rehearsals, he would have known you're gonna pull the leather. You're not gonna take her whole thing off. Just pull the leather to show her bra. You know what I mean? And the concert was amazing. She did an amazing job. It's just that it got thrown under the bus for that one little thing. I thought that was seriously blown out of proportion. Janet Jackson is a legacy. A lot of people copied off of her. Sierra will not be Sierra if it wasn't for Janet Jackson. She's literally a clone of Janet Jackson. I even called her a new Janet when she first came out. Aaliyah, she incorporated a lot of Janet Jackson. Britney Spears, my gosh, her walk, everything is Janet. And I want to say Beyonce. Beyonce kind of copied off of Tina Turner and Michael Jackson, so to speak. You know, Beyonce is, she just, whatever. No, it wasn't attached. He's supposed to have just ripped off the bra. I mean, the leather part, and the bra supposed to just been the only thing on there. But he ripped off the whole thing, and that isn't supposed to happen. He's supposed to just ripped off the leather part. Yeah, so that part is definitely true. Definitely true. But anyway, as I was saying, and then you heard about her and Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine Dupri and she broke up because he cheated on her. And I like the way she did it. She didn't go out and make a whole album about it or songs like Taylor Swift. She just, okay, we just not together anymore. And she just kind of left it at that. And it was a quiet breakup. It wasn't a media scandal or exploitations or conspiracy theories or anything of the nature. She just said, okay, we broke up. And that was it. His career was saved. They became friends. And it is what it is. Yes. I heard the Nipplegate was definitely going on. They crucified her. They wanted to ruin the Jackson family so bad. When Jackson family was starting to be a normal line or script or riddle that was happening in movies and activities. Oh, let me name all the members of the Jackson 5. You know, or the Jackson family. You know that family was beginning to be too famous, and they had to crush them quick. You know, and they started with the hottest person, the most famous person in that family, Michael Jackson. And it kind of went down the list from there. So they thought they destroyed. They pretty much destroyed their family. Pretty much. Janet Jackson is the only one living on the legacy at this moment. And Michael Jackson still have his legacy as well. But he's no longer here, unfortunately. Rest in peace. But that's pretty much the end of that. Okay. I could open the phone lines if you want to. You can talk about Chris Brown or you can talk about Michael Jackson. But I don't think there's anything you guys need to say. But I'll go ahead and open the phone lines anyway if you want to. If you have anything to say. Alright. If you have anything to say, just come on up and I'll be glad to hear your thoughts. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off and eat my dinner. Oh, I believe she was set up too. And I also believe it's a lot of Justin Timberlake being poorly and irresponsible and not showing up for rehearsals like he's supposed to have done. Because if he had, he would have known what to do, and he wouldn't have ripped off her whole top there, just the black part. He would have known, but he was just being a hothead. I mean, his group was the highest fame at the moment. He was the thing. He was just being too big-headed, at the time. He was coming out with a solo album, and he just used that publicity with that and his breakup with Britney Spears, and that parlayed him into stardom. And he'd been riding that train for many years, too. Yeah, most definitely. I do believe that. I know, the bra was ripped clean off. Yes, it was. I'm having a sub. My husband bought me a sub. I'm going to have a sub. The veggie patty sub. I always have that. I'm going to have that and probably some chips. The fasting, I'll blog about it, but I'll blog about it. I'm not going to talk about it here because it's going off the subject. But no, the fasting thing I couldn't do for a lot of personal reasons. I just couldn't do it. You have to be emotionally stable for that fasting. And I'm just not emotionally stable right now to be fasting. If I did the fasting and not eat, I probably would have a nervous breakdown. Because I'm just that emotionally stressed out. So that's not good to be fasting, not eating, and then stress the heck out. No, I can't. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end it here if no one's going to call. Nicole, thank you so much for being a moderator. As usual, you are excellent. And thanks for all who stayed throughout the duration of this video. I hope I answered any questions. But just to do the topic review, Chris Brown has some serious anger issues. He needs to go to sex addiction problem. He needs to go to anger management problem. I think last time they tried to make him go to anger management problem, he started throwing rocks and stuff at his mom's car. And he started hitting the doctors and stuff. So he needs to go there. He needs to seek a counselor to figure out what's psychologically and mentally and emotionally wrong with him. Why does he act like this? I'm worried about him because he's very talented. I don't want him to be a victim of his own fame and crush his own fame from his own actions. Fall on his own sword. He needs to get this under wraps or it's over. I mean, he needs to stop. Janet Jackson left a lot of stuff out of documentary. This is mainly a music documentary talking about her music and anything parlayed into her music. That's literally what the whole documentary is about. She didn't get personal about a lot of things. She talked about certain things and a lot of things she left out. It was safe. It was perfect. It was neutral. And it was just a music documentary of her music life. And that's it. Her entertainment life. It wasn't that personal. She didn't get personal at all. She just kept it really PG. But it was nice. It was nice. Well, anyway, that's it. I love you all. Thanks for staying throughout the duration of this video. Don't forget to like this video. Share. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell. You may have to hit it a few times and click all so you can get all my notifications. And follow all my channels and my blog. If you want to know anything personal about me, the links are below. And if you want to donate, just click the donation link. And all my donation options are down there. Thanks for all who donated now while I'm on this live feed. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really can use the money. Thank you so much. I love you all. Have a wonderful night, okay?